Warning, this broadcast is harmful if swallowed. What's up, boys and girls? It's 8 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, the 10th day of August in the year of our Lord Hello Kitty 2023. Thursday is when we look at dice and D&D folders and other overpriced products for our hobby that you could find at the 99-cent store. So today's search was Radioactive Dice. I was like, all right, somebody's got to have done it. They're bone dice, diamond dice, chocolate dice. Somebody's got to have done radioactive dice, right? And part of my brain's going, nah, nobody would ever have done that. Another part of my brain is, yeah, somebody could have gotten away with it. Somebody did. So I did a search, radioactive dice. And yes, they exist, but not in the way you might think. So stand back. You're about to get educated, as well as we look at some weird glow-in-the-dark dice. So basically, radioactive dice do exist, not in the way you think. Basically, they are various takes on glow-in-the-dark dice, but then there's also these things. What's up with these things? So these are just various interesting takes on glow-in-the-dark dice and other dices that have weird ways to illuminate to give you the idea that they're radioactive. But actually, are there any dice with a half-life? Turns out there are. Stand back. You're about to be educated. So this is an experiment that has been conducted where you basically, a large number of six-sided dice are thrown simultaneously. Those showing a particular number are deemed to have decayed like radioactive nuclei. These dice are removed and the remaining undecayed dice are counted. The number of undecayed dice is recorded and represents the number of undecayed nuclei remaining after a certain interval of time. The undecayed dice are then thrown again, thus showing the number are removed, etc., until there's no dice left. So basically, this is an experiment that shows how radioactive decay works. You got a handful of dice. You pick a number, let's say 4. You throw the dice in the air. Every dice that lands on the ground with a 4, you remove. That's the first round of radioactive decay. Then you gather them up, you throw them again. Whatever number comes up 4, you remove. Whatever remaining shows the remaining of how much radioactive decay in another amount of time. And it basically shows the radioactive decay, and as the radioactivity decays, it becomes more and more stronger, more and more centered on one specific place, and then eventually fades out over a long period of time. So, hey, you learned something. If you ever want to show your kids how radioactive decay works and how dangerous radiation really is, yeah, there you go. But as a fact, did anybody ever make dice with a radioactive half-life? Now, you got to think somebody would have thought about it. Somebody would have thought, can I nuke my dice to give them enough radioactive decay that it would maybe 3 or 4 point milligigs on a Geiger counter, another word. But I guess not. The best we could find is these things. Here's some nuclear fallout dice. Not sure why this is supposed to be nuclear fallout. It's just got some dice with some goop inside it. Then we got just various takes on glow-in-the-dark dice. Suppose the best way to make radioactive dice would be to get some dice, get as close to Chernobyl as you could, then leave before you die, and say, these dice were exposed to the radioactive fallout in Chernobyl. Now, you got to know somebody's at least thought of that. Come on, somebody's at least thought of that. $30 for this piece of crap? That's it. But I guess nobody's done it. You would think somebody would have by now, but guess not. So, yeah, that's the only radioactive dice I could find. But we learned something. And far be it for me not to pass up a chance to educate you. So, these are all the dice, the glow-in-the-dark dice that they're saying is radioactive. What should we look at next? Magnetic dice? The world's most dangerous dice? Eventually, we're going to run out of cool dice to look at, and we're going to have to move on to other useless D&D props like DM screens. What do you mean I won't get superpowers from my dice, DM Kurt? Look at speculation. It's probably bad for them. Also, you won't get superpowers from them. You lie. You lie. Yes, I will. I will get superpowers. Don't forget, you're featuring in my next WRETCHED Vigilantes adventure, Mr. Sir Dirk Kurt. Anyways, yep, that's a boring one, but there you go. Radioactive dice, i.e. glow-in-the-dark dice. Glow-in-the-dark dice don't work, right? I mean, first, when are you going to be in the situation that you could actually take advantage of the glow-in-the-dark? It would have to be dark enough in the room for the glow-in-the-dark to actually be even recognizable. And let's face it, most glow-in-the-dark things aren't that glow-in-the-dark, right? But then nobody else will be able to see because it's in the dark. And even if, you can still barely see that number, you're like, that might be a 9. I don't know. And nobody else can see. And then, bam, you knock over Susan's Coke. And bam, while you're reaching for the dice, you accidentally stick your hand on Steve's paper. And it's just, I don't see the point. Everything else, everybody would have to have glow-in-the-dark dice. Otherwise, yeah. And everybody else would have, I don't know, blacklight dice. Blacklight dice. Again, no, because you'd be gaming in the dark, but I could see. Well, there's 2 we can look up next time. If you appreciate me doing this Dice of the Week nonsense, let me know. If you never want to see me do these 5-10 minute little blurbs about making fun of weird dice, let me know and we'll do them. We'll not do them again. Thursday's always a slow day. So talk to you later. Weird dice. Oh, and by the way, just forget everything I said. Please do not expose yourself to radiation. Do not microwave your dice. Do not get on a plane and fly to Chernobyl just so you can say you have radioactive dice. That would be bad. See ya.